Okay, if you guys are ready, we can get started soon.
I'm ready. I think. Let me make sure I got my tabs open. Yep, I'm ready.
Good with me.
Are you ready, Reggie?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get to a quiet place in my house, which is
you're fine.
difficult.
Reggie, we don't mind kids.
Yeah, mine may be running in here any minute.
Ditto.
I might have to go down in the unfinished basement downstairs and freeze to death for a while.
Well, with only the three of us, it may be pretty quick. So,
Unfortunately, I think it'll be a lot of us talking anyway.
Yeah.
Again?
Can you guys hear a lot of background? Can you hear my baby crying or no?
No,
it's
not
fine.
much at all. Oh, now I can hear baby.
All right.
So, Novi, you said there's not much to talk about
No,
today.
it'll be pretty quick.
What's funny is in his assignment, he said, "You've been allotted an hour for this, but it's a lot to cover in a short amount of time."
I thought that same thing. I was like, gosh, how much talking do you think we're going to do?
Unless you have like a lot of talkers and everyone is in your group, or everyone's there in your group. No. Okay, are we good to start then, or do you need a minute more?
No, I'm good, as I'm going to be.
Cool. Would one of you like to offer a prayer?
I can.
Thank you.
All right. Our Father in heaven, we're grateful to be able to gather as a group online and to learn more, and we're thankful for the opportunity to get more educated and in an environment where we can bow our heads in prayer. Thankful for that freedom, and we ask that thy Spirit be with us today. We say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Okay, so from your personal experiences, what do you guys think are the key behaviors in effective teams?
I would say openness. You got to have a team or team members that can be open with one another, that can share their ideas, share their feelings, share things in general, and then the receptiveness would be the other trait. So you have to be able to communicate and share things, real things, and then receive just the feedback that it provides.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know why my camera's not working, but it says it's not found, so you guys don't get to see my ugly face.
There is a picture of you, but
There's a very handsome picture of you.
There we go. So you guys are getting hooked up then.
Yeah.
All right. I think that
Here's my cat. Sorry.
Yep. I think that there's got to be confidence in a group. No, I can't put your socks on. Ask mommy. I'll go ask mommy. If there's not enough confidence within the group members to speak up, then you're going to have a hard time ever, getting to hear from the others.
Yeah. So, Jesse, we're talking about what makes an effective team, like what qualities or traits make a team effective.
Oh, okay. Is it my turn or?
Yeah, unless you need a minute, I can share something. If you need a minute,
Oh, yeah, you can go. You can go.
Okay, so in a different class that I'm taking, we've been talking about diversity, like whether that's like the sex or the culture, just all those different backgrounds that make a difference or make a person different, and how we should embrace that because everyone has something different to bring to the table. And so we shouldn't just be like, oh, they're different than me and kind of push them aside. We should embrace those differences and see what they can bring to the team to help it make it stronger.
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah. Just think of
That's
anything,
good.
Jesse?
I like that.
Okay.
I was while I was reading this, I was kind of laughing. I was even trying to write my discussion on the board. And one thing I was like, after like after a certain age, we need to, especially being in the United States, we need to have maturity and let like us being I don't know if everybody's LDS is kind of like free agency and free speech. Like we need to let everybody talk. Hearing everybody is one thing, and not judging them or thinking that you're better. And I'm not thinking that you're better than me, and you not thinking that you're better than me is an equal feeling of, if it's teamwork, and if we have something to portray, it's all of us. So if all of us are contributing, even if it's just 1 cent or 2, it equals to everybody and everything. So I'll say that. I don't know if that answers the question.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so this next question, I think it's a little difficult just because we haven't really worked as a group for very long, and we haven't really worked on an assignment together. But so we're supposed to kind of think about this group that we're in and talk about if there's any norms that are unspoken or spoken in our group.
In our group?
Yeah, just in this group.
I would say that. Oh, go ahead, Michael.
No, you're fine. I'm holding my little cat here. Don't mind him.
I would say that, like you say, we haven't done a whole lot together yet, but so far, a group norm I think would be everybody seems pretty positive. There's not like a negative person in the group that's complaining about the class or about the assignment, or it seems like everybody's pretty positive. Everybody comes on with a open mind, and I guess that's all I could come up with right now.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think everyone's wanting to hear one another, wanting to share things. I like you said, it's so new. We're so new together, but so far I think frankly we get along pretty well, and we're just pretty mellow in our nature, but yeah, I think because of that relaxation, I think everyone feels comfortable talking. I think that's a norm that it's not vigorous debate or anything. It's not no one's trying to dominate to show everyone how much they know. It's just everyone's just trying to chip in and share what they feel can contribute, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I have 4 classes that have groups meetings like this, and I've noticed in my 3 other classes, there's kind of like what you were saying, there's one person that's very dominant, and like they have to speak over everyone and they have to answer every question first. And I feel like this group, everyone's kind of takes their turn and is fair about time that everyone speaks, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Okay. So
I got so lucky that Hangouts asked me yesterday if I wanted to get notifications on my laptop, and I said yes,
Oh, really?
because I totally forgot. I have another group meeting right after this at 7, and I was making sure I was prepared for that, and then I saw your notification pop up, and I was like, "What's this?" And I'm like, "Oh crap!" Good thing I did that reading.
Good, I'm glad.
Anyway, yeah, I feel your pain with the 4-group online. Holy cow, I got the same thing going.
It's a lot, and I get them all confused.
I do that too. So
Yikes.
Yeah. Okay.
wait,
So
do
when
I
I
need
start
to?
talking-
Do
What?
I need to answer the last question?
If you have something, yeah. You don't have to if you don't. Can't think of
Yeah,
anything.
that's kind of like we too early stages. So yeah, I don't have nothing on that.
Yeah.
So-
Okay. Cool. So, thinking about what everyone has mentioned, do you guys think that these are like healthy group norms, or are we an unhealthy group? And what should we do to change it if we are unhealthy?
I think we need to start each meeting with a stuffed crust pizza.
Oh yeah.
That would help.
And get us
And that-
healthy.
That should be a group norm, and that would help our health. No, I'm just kidding. Again, it's a little early to say a whole lot about that, but yeah, I think so far our norms are very healthy.
This question should be like in week 7 or 8. Like
Yeah.
It's true.
Too,
It's a good
too
point.
early.
Yeah,
And-
I think that when you're doing like an assignment together, that also brings different dimensions than when you're just talking about something. So,
Yeah. Yeah. But I think the relaxation and just the ability that we all have to talk and take turns and
Mhm.
share, I think is very healthy.
Yeah.
And I think indicative of how a relationship and group and teamwork can develop.
And we're all cool if kids like run in the background or whatever. So
We're all adults here.
yeah. Okay. So how does psychological safety in a team increase overall effectiveness?
Ooh.
Can you repeat, please?
Yeah, sorry. So how does the psychological safety in a team increase overall effectiveness?
I'll go first so I can be that dominant person that doesn't let anybody talk.
Only if you talk over everyone else.
I'm just trying to keep up with my momentum so far. I think that has everything to do with an effective group. Like it was saying in the article that we read, that when they were researching it, the group's collective IQ goes down when there's only a few group members that do everything. And when all of the group is able to voice their opinion and open up and be confident and not feel like they're going to be attacked psychologically or put down if they express their opinion, the IQ of the group as a whole goes way up when everybody feels comfortable enough to express their ideas, because all of us have unique strengths, and no matter what we're into or what we were born with, we all have certain things that we're good at. Everybody's good at something, and we all come from a little bit different perspective and point of view and background. And so I think that has everything to do with an effective group. Everybody being comfortable with speaking up and not feeling attacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. There was a quote in here that I was trying to see if I couldn't find it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. It was kind of a long article.
Yeah, it was.
Anyways, I agree. I think that collective group IQ, like Reggie said about increasing, I think that's what allows people to grow just as human beings, right? Is to be able to listen and then give feedback and listen and give feedback. And I think just in a team setting, in a group setting, it's a little microcosm of how you can improve just as a human being, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it just so happens to be that you're all working for the same cause in regards to something. But I think you have to be able to share, and you have to be able to have that safety net. You're not going to be criticized. You're not going to be put down. You're a team. You're going for the same thing. I think that's important.
Yeah. Do you have anything to add to that, Jesse?
Last semester, I don't know. I was in a class. And a lot of times, the guys, there was four of us, and we could only communicate in email. A lot of times, nobody had wanted to meet up, hang out, or Zoom, whatever. And a lot of times, if we, let's say, if we have a group project, is I've ever known it. It's good for everybody to have a part to say, have something to do. And a lot of time, if I don't email back in 2 days, or one of us doesn't email I think the guy was in South Africa, he would get mad and do everything, the group projects, in 2 weeks or 3 weeks ahead. And he felt a lot of time, I would reach out to him and tell him, hey, would you need any help? I'm sorry I got your email late. And he would feel a certain type of way. And he kind of felt kind of like we're not respecting him, or we don't care. And sometimes and he kind of brings like a feeling of where, like, we don't want to help, or and we had to had I think the last project I had to be able to call everybody together so we could meet up at a certain time, so where we could discuss it all together. So, like, one of us or a couple of us might feel overwhelmed or just neglected, and it's not. And sometimes because we are working. I mean, I'm sure everybody has a professional job, and we are working.
Yeah.
So sometimes it might be kind of rough too. And like me and some of us have more than 3-4 classes. So sometimes it's kind of hard to get which one is which, and sometimes we confuse them, and what time to meet up or what to do. So I could understand the question, but it's kind of like I could see both perspective of where somebody might feel neglected, or and the other people don't help. So I would say that.
And that actually leads to kind of our next question. So good job, Jesse. So what is kind of our job as a group member to help with communication and empathy in creating that safety? So like Jesse said, he made sure the team got together, tried to make this guy feel like they were a team and he wasn't working by himself. So what else can you guys think of that would help the group or a group?
I think for me right now, I work for a company. They're actually my second cousins, the guys that started it, but I didn't know them before they hired me, and I knew their parents, and I used to deer hunt at their dad's place and knew some of their siblings, but I didn't know them. So anyway, but we kind of feel like brothers, and so a lot of times in our conference calls and stuff, they have a ton of experience, and they've done some. They own Teton Springs, that golf course in Victor, just outside of Jackson. They own a trout ranch up here in Star Valley. They used to own the Utah Blaze, the arena football that was at the Energy Solutions there. They've developed Anytime Fitness there in Rexburg and several others, and car dealerships. They're just serial entrepreneurs, and they're really, really good at what they do. And anyway, I'm so inexperienced compared to them that a lot of times in our meetings, I feel like I can't say anything because it won't be respected or hold any weight. And sometimes it's because they'll kind of haze me as kind of their brother or buddy, and I don't feel comfortable saying what I want to because I've been shut down before when I've had comments and ideas and things. And so, sorry, that was a lot of background, but what I was getting at is
no, that's rough.
when they
Oh,
take,
yes.
when they take shots at me when I speak up, I really feel like the only way I could turn the tide is to not wait for them to screw up and take shots at them, because that's what I've done so far. I wait until they make a mistake, and then I make them pay, and so it's just this vicious cycle of, you wait until somebody makes a dumb comment and make fun of them, right, or put them down, and it doesn't make for a productive meeting all the time. So I feel like you have to, in order to make a group meeting and people feel comfortable, you're going to have people that take shots at you, but you've got to find a way to, when they're vulnerable, not take shots at them, and then they're going to respect that and think next time, before they do that to you again. It's kind of what I was thinking. Anyway, moving forward.
Well, I agree with what you said, Reggie. I think added to that, obviously us as individuals, we have to be open and kind and show that to people, and to really implement a healthy environment. At the same rate, though, I would say that you have to, the generation of bullying, right? Everyone's bullied now. Just, you have to be able to stand up for yourself and interject things that are meaningful, right? And I'm, Reggie, I'm sure you have things to add to these guys that have much more experience than you. In my professional career, I worked for a man that's been in the industry for, his whole life, third generation, and very successful, incredibly successful, runs a $17 million business, and I'm blessed to work for him. And I've said things that he doesn't like sometimes, but I always, I remind him every now and then that I'm saying it because I think it's best that he hears it, and it's best for his business. And he's learned to understand that, and it's really progressed my career and his career, and we have a really, really good relationship. So I'm not saying he's bullying me or anything. I'm not saying you're being bullied, but a generation where so many people just are able to stay quiet and not worry about things, we should take that initiative and worry about things and share things and partake in that, in those kind of maybe risky conversations sometimes, and put yourself out on a limb, not to be put down and rejected, but to be corrected at the very least, and to learn together.
Right. Yeah, I think the main reason I bring that up is because when we talk about these scenarios, like in this environment we're in with the four of us right now, we're all on the same page, we're all on the same playing field, and so it's easy to be nice to each other. But in the real world, when you're in your career and you have a colleague or a boss or a coworker that takes shots at you, you've got to be able to figure out how to, like you say, stick up for yourself, but at the same time not get petty and return and return the favor like I've done, because it gets you nowhere.
Yeah.
So
especially when it's your boss.
Yeah. Right.
Yep. So I struggle with it all the time. I try and find a happy medium of, I still want him to know when he takes shots at me, I'm not okay with that, but at the same time, mature enough to not kick him while he's down, so he can see I'm taking the higher road.
Yeah.
Like the other day we had a conference call last week, and he took a shot at me and kind of made me out to be an idiot in front of everybody. And I was kind of upset about it. And so I called him after the meeting, instead of talking to my coworkers about it and complaining about it to my wife, which I still did anyway. I called him right after the meeting and said, "Hey, when you said so-and-so and such and such, what did you mean by that? Because that upset me, and I don't want to be upset about it unless you meant it the way I'm taking it, And he's like, "Oh, no, I was just saying that because this, and that." I'm like, oh, "Okay, that makes more sense." So anyway.
Yeah, well, good on you, yeah.
That's enough about me.
So that kind of answered our next question. So we'll just skip that one. So what can you do as an individual to initiate effective team behavior?
What can you do as an individual
I can
to
start out if you
initiate?
want. Yeah.
Yeah, go for it, Nova.
I'll say, so you have to remember that you're a team, and so you all have different ideas, and so I think embracing, like, sometimes I have a hard time, like, if I like to do something a certain way, if someone else in the group wants to do it a different way, it's hard for me sometimes, and so I think embracing that and giving new things a try and letting everyone have a say.
Yeah, that's a good example. Yeah.
For sure.
Can you repeat the question again?
Yeah. What can you do as an individual to initiate effective team behavior?
Can I go?
Yeah.
Please, Jesse.
Giving everybody a chance. Let's say if you have an idea, A, B, C, D. I come up to you guys and say, hey, this is my idea, A, B, C, D. What do you think? Or am I doing it? Or is there anything you would like to add? Or am I doing it wrong? Giving everybody a floor, like a chance to be a part of it, no matter what it is, giving everybody that chance or the opinion to say anything or contribute, and there's no right or wrong answer because because you are doing it together.
Yeah, I agree. Can I read a little quote from the article?
Yeah.
It says Project Aristotle is a reminder that when companies try to optimize everything, it's sometimes easy to forget that success is often built on experiences, like emotional interactions and complicated conversations, and discussions of who we want to be and how our teammates make us feel. That can't be optimized. And so I think being genuine, like Jesse was just saying, you're trying to draw people into the conversation and suggesting things, and you got to be genuine in that attempt, right? And I think that's the point that Jesse was making. It's these emotional interactions and complicated conversations that lead to greater understanding of each other, greater trust of each other, and that's really what optimizes your ability to work in a team.
Yeah, good. Do you have any last thoughts, Reggie?
I was muting myself, so I couldn't talk. Yeah, I agree with a lot of that. I think that that's kind of a struggle these days because everything is trying to be analytical. There's advanced analytics with everything in business and in sports. They want to track everything. And even in this article, Google is trying to track everything everybody did with software, to try and figure out what made a group effective, right?
Yeah.
And what I like about that is that it admits that you can't do some of the most important stuff. You can't track and can't replicate with software. It's got to be, you've got to humanize it, and to answer kind of your first question with how do you kind of help a group be more effective and open, I think one of the things the article mentioned was being vulnerable. A lot of times it takes somebody in the group to put themselves out there, share a personal experience that's maybe puts them in a vulnerable spot and makes everybody, the rest of the group, feel comfortable because they know that that person's gone out on a limb and he's not going to judge me or she's not going to judge me because they just told me X, Y, and Z. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of all I have to say. But
cool. Okay, well, that's all of our questions. So unless you guys have more things that you're dying to share with us.
No, I got to run to another group meeting. Dang it.
Yeah, serious.
Okay, so do I email this to you guys or do I put it on our board?
You just post it on the board.
Post it on the board?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who
All right,
got next week?
Me.
Yeah.
Okay. I might be on a flight to Utah, but I'll try to make it. If not, I apologize ahead of time.
You're
No problem.
Yeah.
If there's Jesse, if there's anything you want to add, just post it on the discussion board, and we can talk about it while you're traveling. That way, we'll make sure you get full marks.
Yeah.
I don't want you to miss out on full marks because of the travel schedule. Crying out loud. So
Yeah.
we'll make sure that you get that. So thanks for the heads up. That's nice of you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Nova, for setting up.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll see you guys next week.
Okay,
thanks,
see you
Noah.
guys.